with us.
Welcome to Heal with Us, where we aim to inspire, strengthen, and empower.
Now let's begin to heal.
Hey, y'all, I'm Toya, and I'll be investigating the business of everyday people like you and I. This is Dr. Nikkisha. She'll be checking in on your heart. And that's Tam. She'll be enlightening you with fun facts you didn't even know you needed. She's just nerdy like that. Now that you met us, let's get in your business.
In your business.
All right, so on today's episode, we want to talk about forgetting and remembering and forgetting again or something. So, do you guys feel like age makes you remember more things or forget more things?
I think age makes you identify what's worth remembering or forgetting. So you don't put too much stuff in your brain. So therefore, you remember what's most important.
Oh,
I know. I was trying to dress that up. I know. Okay, well, go ahead, Sam.
Age makes you forget everything. Okay? And especially with women and menopause. I know I probably talked that in the whole, but that's where I am in life right now. Okay? But yes, I would say, all jokes aside, I would say mind busyness is what makes you forgetful. When you got a lot of things going on upstairs.
Yep.
yeah. I don't know. I think for me, the older I get, the more I think about like happy memories or happy things, and
Of course you would.
so I try
What we
to
talking about?
connect. And I remember the most random stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I can remember stuff from kindergarten and see kids that were in my first grade class and they're like, "You're who?" Like you sat in the third row on the right side. So what is something you recently forgot?
I wouldn't say something. It'll be a lot of things. Something recent. I don't know. There you go.
She forgot what she forgot about.
Her thoughts.
Her thoughts, right. Her thought ran away. I think for me, like at work, I notice I have a hard time keeping up with all the things. So, like, there can be several meetings scheduled in one day, and I will literally forget if I do not put my reminder on. Yes.
You and I had a conversation about starting electronic.
Yes, I just
planner.
said my reminder.
No,
planner?
No.
Okay, so my planner is still paper pencil. I'm sorry. It's so pretty. It has butterflies and it just I can write.
Do that.
Oh, that's true. I can do both.
Electronic too.
Okay,
Like
yes.
digital.
Yes.
Like it for me, it just because I'm such a geek and a nerd and I love tangible things and I like to touch stuff.
Yes.
So that's why I really, I guess, cling to mine because I can do so much. Like you think about it, like you went and you bought this nice flowery planner. You can't change it. I mean, you can add things to it, but you can't change it. With a digital one, you can change the color. Maybe you brought it in pink, but you want it lilac. You can change it.
This is
So that will drive you
Okay, that
more.
would motivate me to go to
Yeah.
electronic. Okay, yes. But I
Not
will say I do
electronic,
have.
but just to do it,
Yeah.
to use it.
Yeah.
And then you can
Yeah.
sync it with your phone
Yeah.
in case you're not by it. That
Okay. Well, and I was in the shopping,
you took
looking.
the step.
So yeah.
you
So
took
I'm
the
gonna
step.
I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna revisit that, y'all.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
won't continue to have that conversation
Yes.
when you're having a hard time.
Right.
organizing.
But like I said,
Why
I
is
do
she
have
tickled?
my I don't know. But as I said, I do have my daily reminder on my phone. So I plug in all my important dates and all of that. So it just sends me a reminder. So I do have that, but
Okay.
yeah, I will transition. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. For me, I started doing that thing where you are in a room and you're like, what was I?
Oh,
What was
yeah.
I doing?
Oh,
That.
yes.
There's a
yes.
scientific
Okay.
name for
I'm
that.
like, what was I doing?
Oh.
And then I get other people involved. Why was I in here?
Oh, God. Did she not get other people involved?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
They're
Okay.
like, what are you talking about?
Yes. Well, have y'all like forgotten how old you are?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that
did
has
that
happened
this
to me.
year.
I'm like, because I don't care. Like, it's
Yeah.
after a certain age, it's like, is it even important? Do I need? Can I
anymore.
stop
Yeah.
counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
I did that this year.
Okay.
My
Like,
birthday, my husband had to tell me, no, you're not that age. You're
oh,
not that age.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
I know. I know
Oh,
exactly.
I forgot to carry the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was going to ask, you already kind of answered it, how you combat forgetting things. Like, what techniques do you use to, like, remember?
Well, I'm going
things?
to talk about those. So.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I do the digital. I switched all the way over to the digital.
I don't want to switch all the way over, but
because it was hard. It was tough for me to have the
both.
paper and
yeah,
the.
yeah.
So once I went digital, the reminders just automatically
yeah.
pop onto the. So yeah, it took me about a year to completely transition over to
cannot.
it, but yeah, I do
I
still like
love-
writing things down too. But if it's even though I might write it, it's always in the planner.
Yeah.
And it's don't have separate ones for personal and business. Keep it all together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it's too much to be like, okay, this one isn't. No, just keep it all together.
Yeah.
Because it's
Then
yours.
you won't
You're not sharing it with anybody.
overbook yourself or anything like that. Yeah. No.
But you were gonna say?
I forgot.
Oh.
Wow.
You were saying, no, you were
How
asking
do you
what
combat
Oh,
your
yes.
forgetful?
I think, like you said, having like the planners or the reminders. And then kind of for me, I'll just breathe because, sometimes you really are like upset. Like I literally just forgot what I was going to do or what I was going to say or whatever. I'll take a moment.
It
and
upsets
then,
you?
Yes.
I think it's funny.
Like, I mean, sometimes I'm like, whatever, but then sometimes I'm really mad. Like, listen, I'm too young for this. And it'll usually come back after a few minutes. So yeah, I just learned to just relax. In a
Well, at
moment.
least it comes back. Mine's
Yeah.
just like,
It's gone.
It's gone forever.
it's in the wild blue yonder.
Oh, God.
So I think, Tamara, you're probably going to talk about this in your segment, but I do have like a little theory. I feel like you only have like so much brain space, and once you use it all up, your brain starts to like overwrite stuff or try to combine
And
stuff.
that's true.
And yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it, but
Okay,
I started to, but I was like, I don't want the people to say, oh my God, here we go with this segment. Because she just stopped. But yes, that is a
Yeah, because I feel like
scientific
sometimes memories are like my brain put some stuff together and it's like, wait, that did not go with that. So why am I remembering
Your brain
these
is just
together?
like a computer. Your brain runs out of RAM.
See, that's what that
But
was
did
where
I
I was
not
going.
say that at the beginning? I said you remember, you pick and choose what you're going to remember because your brain knows I have too much in here. I can't store all this stuff no more. So yeah, this is important. Yeah, I did. I said that. I had said that. But yeah,
I don't
your brain knows what's important and what's no longer important. So yeah.
But to it, like, don't be choosing
Oh,
from your brain.
right. Okay, yeah, I got you.
But I think like when you start forgetting stuff, other random stuff just be popping up. Like, why do I remember being in the sandbox trying to dig the china when?
Oh yes,
All of
yes,
that is
yes,
correlated.
yeah.
But
yeah.
So, but that's all I have for being forgetful and all that good stuff.
Blessings. It's Dr. Nikkisha Bell-Griffin. How's your heart? So I'm going to kind of put a twist on this conversation. Instead of focusing on forgetfulness, I want to talk about unforgettable. So, ladies, this is going to be a series of questions.
Right.
Yes, lovely. So what I'm gonna start off with this. If you can make every moment of your life unforgettable, what would that look like for you?
A question is
That's a beautiful
if
question.
I can make
Every moment of your life.
every moment
Every moment. And we know that this is a stretch, but just act like it could be possible.
unforgettable, what would
Unforgettable.
it be?
Yes, what would it look like for you?
What do you mean? Like,
Meaning, if you had control of making every moment special, unforgettable, whatever that it looks like for you, or whatever that is for you, what would that entail? Just name a few things, or one thing,
I don't know.
or one
like,
thing.
A moment in my, because that's memories.
Yeah,
Like, that's why you
exactly.
have memories.
Right. But you have control over creating those memories. So if I could put it another way, what kind of memories would you create? Is that more helpful? Is that more helpful? Is that more helpful? I mean,
Toya, you go
I left the
first.
nurse speechless.
I guess it's not really a on earth thing. It'd be like how I imagine heaven being, I guess.
Okay, well, describe.
So like every moment is like beautiful. Like you look over here and you see like the children skipping in the flowers, or you look over here and you see the grandparents like, making you your favorite cornbread or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So just family and all the stuff, the feel good stuff that
Okay.
you do with family and friends.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good answer though. That doesn't have to be just heaven. I mean,
Okay.
so lovely, wonderful moments, creating moments with your family.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right.
I don't know how to answer the question.
Okay, well,
I'm
you
gonna
don't.
answer
We're
it.
gonna let you just sit on that one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go to my next one.
Answer it.
I'm gonna go to my next one. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So, and you might have a hard time answering this because you couldn't answer the first one. What hinders you from making your life as meaningful and memorable as possible?
I can answer this.
Okay, good. No, I should answer the
What
first one.
hinders me?
Yes.
Me.
Oh, okay.
I get in my way all the
Oh,
time.
wow. How so?
Just being me. Like, it's me and partly fear.
Okay. That's a good one.
Partly fear. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
Okay.
going to explain, but
Okay.
yeah, it's me and mostly fear.
Well, what are you
But mostly-
afraid of?
Everything. I'm not afraid of the dark.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Why you got to spill the beans? You're supposed to go with it. But like, I have to list some things.
I mean, that would be helpful to our viewers who might be, and listeners who might be experiencing some of the same thing.
What I fear, oh my God, I fear that I just hit the mic and camera man gonna yell at me. But what I fear, rejection, time, not being all together, not having the necessities. There's tons of things. I don't listen. Why are you looking at me like
Okay.
that?
No, I'm just taking it in.
You're looking at me like the therapist looking at
Oh,
me.
I'm
And
sorry.
then she puts her head down and writes a
Oh, I'm
script.
sorry. Okay, yes, I'm just processing. That's all. Processing what you're saying.
Yeah, but
Okay.
me, I stand in my own way. And I'm trying to figure out how to not be in my own way. Because it's not as easy as just stepping out, just stepping back. And for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. What about you?
Ask me that question again.
All right. The
please.
question was, what hinders you from making your life as meaningful and memorable as possible?
Oh, overthinking it.
Oh, yeah.
Like trying
Guilty.
to pack everything in that you can possibly instead of
Yes.
just like living the moment and
Yeah,
just letting
yep.
it happen.
Yeah. And I was going to say that for me, it's definitely not living in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, me and the girls went to a water park yesterday. First of all, y'all know heights is not my thing, and drops are definitely not my thing. So I was already from the beginning, I'm not doing this, and I'm not going to do that, So I was already kind of like overthinking what was going to happen. And then when I get there, like,
But wouldn't there be limits, like limitations? Not living in a moment, but just,
well, I'm going to
your
continue. I'm
limits.
going to continue with that. That is
Okay.
yes, because I told them. So this is what happened. So when I say overthinking or not being in the moment, like you could be so consumed with that thought of, oh my
Yeah.
God, what ride are they going to want me to get on, or what, you know, like that I'm not enjoying the moment. So I finally just say, you know what, I'm here to spend time with my girls and enjoy them,
You did
whatever. And I did. So I ended up getting on 2 of the water slides,
Oh.
and neither one of them had drops because I let them know my limits.
Mhm.
And it was wonderful. Me and my younger
Okay.
one screamed the whole time.
I was gonna
But
say,
yes,
was it screams
yes,
involved?
there were screams involved. But we had a great time. So learning how to just get out of your head and you know, think about the purpose. The purpose is to just enjoy and fulfill and experience each other. So I, you know, changed my focus to that as opposed to the worst case scenario that could take place. So yes.
Okay.
All right. So do you have anyone or anything that helps you to kind of get out of the fear of making your life more meaningful, or for you, like getting out of that place of overthinking? Like, is there someone or something that helps you to like kind of come out of that? Okay.
The person isn't in my life, but the memories that I had with that person, if I am feeling a certain way, and most of the time when I'm anxiety or unhappy, I lean towards those memories I had with that person.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Or
beautiful.
especially, I really lean on it when I'm trying to sleep at night and my brain is just going, it won't shut down. I immediately just think about that person, how that person made me feel, or knowing that whenever I went to that person with the issue, they were always giving me some type of resolve or making me see the different side of that situation, and I go right to sleep.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's amazing.
does this person know it? No, they don't.
Oh,
But
that's a blessing.
that's my tool.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing. Wow. What about you?
I think the doers, like the people that are the doers, like, okay, I don't know how to explain it. So I'm in the house
Like the
and
Home Depot commercial?
not them.
Oh,
The doers get more done. Is
The dudes get more done.
I could be like in the house trying to plan, you know, a day out, and the husband will already be outside finding something to do, like I don't know, fixing something, packing up the car to go while I'm like, okay, what can we do? Or like those people that are, I think Tamara, you're like this, and Keisha too. Like you will walk to the beach on a whim. You will find like some cool spot to go to on a whim. Meanwhile, I'm like so busy than planning it out. The date is gone. I done missed out on all the stuff.
but I'm a planner too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
you
y'all
do.
laughed at me about my vacation. Because it's an
you have step
itinerary.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
itinerary.
Yeah.
Like, we got to wake up. We got to do this. And by this time, we're going to do this. And I allotted an hour for museums. And then after museum, we're going to have a light lunch. Light lunch, because after the light lunch, then we got,
But on the flip
best
side,
ever.
you will just be like, I'm going to do this today, and I'm going to have me a day, you
Yep.
know. So, but yeah,
I will do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it sounds to me like it's just you have to find your balance. And like for me, I know something that kind of like that I need, like you said, Toya, I need people that are doers, people that are adventurous to help me come out of that overthinking mode, or that, you know, like stepping out of my comfort zone or just being too serious. Like I need other people, because like I'll see people that are, yeah. So thank you. Yes.
Even though y'all look at me like I got a horn sticking out of my head.
No, but we know.
But I mean, it took time. I can't take myself serious.
Yes,
I mean, it's just
yeah.
like I've been through so much in my life.
Yes, and I'm learning that, and I'm tired of missing out on fun and the memorable moments. So once you get to that place, then it's like, okay, you know what? It's time to make some great memories. It's time to have fun and just be in the moment.
Yep.
So with that being said, and I also say that because life is short. I mean, we've all lost people that are really close to us, and you know, you don't know when your clock is gonna be, you know, checked. You just
I'm
gotta.
sorry. Did you answer the question?
I think I did. I said what? The who helps me?
Or memory? You said, is there a person or a memory?
Oh yeah, I said like Toya said, kind of being around people that are adventurous and
Oh.
But I mean, specific, it's not, for me, it's not like a specific person. It can just be someone I encounter and I'm like, oh, wow, I want to be like that, or I want to do that, So it's been several people, I'll say that. Yeah, yeah. So I'll wrap it up by saying unforgettable moments can happen every day if we choose to be intentional, number one, because it's not going to just happen, You got to get up and say, okay, I'm doing this and do it. But we have to be intentional about living in the now, staying present and mindful. We have to make and sustain healthy connections by being our authentic self and allowing others to do the same. And I think that's somewhere where I felt, I kind of fell short too, like what you were saying, like, oh my God, are they going to accept me? Or am I going to be rejected? So that sometimes hinders you from really living in, a meaningful, unforgettable life, even in the small things, Not looking for a specific outcome. Now, this is a big one. Not looking for a specific outcome, but living in a spirit of curiosity and adventure. And I think sometimes that does hinder you from like enjoying the moment because you're so busy trying to like plan everything out, or it has to look like this, or this has to happen, instead of just letting things happen. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but we can kind of get into that mindset, then you might just surprise yourself, at what's going to, come out of whatever it is you're doing. And then doing whatever you have to step out of your comfort zone, out of the familiar, out of the mundane, and being willing to create a new way of being so you can do things in a new way. So it could be the same thing you've always done, washing dishes. Let's keep it real. That's mundane, but like maybe including your girls and y'all are washing dishes together or whatever, or playing your music. Yes, playing your music while you're washing the dishes. Like just finding ways to make everyday life more livable and enjoyable, and starting with small things. Because that's something I'm learning too, like, and I think we talked about that before. You're not going to always have a chance to go on that wonderful, amazing vacation. Yep. You have to learn how to make your life here and now enjoyable. Yes. Make every day count.
True.
Yep. So that's all I have. And I hope the next time y'all can share some great unforgettable moments with the viewers, and, we'll have some new things to add on our little bucket list. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining. And remember to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Peace.
Hello. Welcome on over to the corner. The corner. Corner. Come on, get snuggly and cozy, and we're gonna, get all the fuzzies and everything going. So I'm gonna circle back to forgetfulness. Yes, and I'm gonna start my segment with a quote. And it reads, if a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, of what then is an empty desk a sign? We can owe that to our old brother, Albert Einstein. So, when you started your segment, Toya, you talked about how there have been times where you went into a room and you forgot, what did I come in here for? I do it all the time. All the time. I could be just sitting and thinking about what I'm going to get up to do and then forget, okay, what was I going to get up to do? Well, that is called the doorway effect. Okay, so have you, like I said, you ever walked into a room and you totally forgot what you went in that room to do? Well, first, it's not a concern that you have a memory issue. Let's just get that out of the way. It's the fact that we all experienced it before. We've all, I don't care what age you are, even a little kid will forget. Come back. Mommy, what'd you tell me to go get? So don't worry. It's not an issue to be concerned with. So our brain stores things according to the context, and the place where the brain stores things is called the hippocampus. Okay, so what I mean by storing things in context, so say you're sitting on the couch and you're watching a movie, and you have popcorn, you have your drink, a blanket, and you're like, well, let me go turn the thermostat down a little bit so I can really get comfortable. Now, once you get up to move from where you're at in the context of where your brain is operating right now, because it's thinking, we're watching a movie, we got popcorn, but now you need to get up and go and do something else. You're taking your brain out of that context of what you were initially doing. So that's what I mean by your brain, acts according and store things into context. So when you go from one room to another, your brain refreshes since the memory from the previous room is not relevant in the new room. And in a sense, you're starting over, and with that change in location, it makes it easy for you to forget. So let me kind of break that into pieces. So you go into another room, it's a different space. So your mind automatically shifts because you left that previous room and it's not thinking about what was in there because you're in a new setting. Remember, I said it stores in context. So you're putting yourself in a different context. Okay. So you are more likely to forget something if you're walking from another room to another room versus across the room. So you're less likely to forget if you're sitting on the couch and you're like, oh, yeah, I got to go over there and get the remote. And you get up and you're going to go get the remote. You're not going to forget because it's in the same space. Now, if the remote was in the kitchen, now that'll be something different because you've moved yourself from a different room. So if you're more likely to forget things when you're cognitively overloaded, and that's what you said, I wonder if, so yes, that is true. You got so much going on in your head and all these things, you're gonna remember because you got too much. You need to do a Alt Control Delete, and you just need to do a clean sweep. Sweep that hard drive, or either put some more memory in the cloud. How about that? Okay. So memory and attention are closely related. And if you are not fully paying attention to something in the moment, it's hard for you to remember. So, like, if you've ever been in a conversation with somebody and, they're talking and blah, 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 and you're like, okay, what was I talking about? Or what were we just talking about? And the other person can recall it, but that goes to show you really weren't really paying attention. You were just blabbing off at the mouth, just talking. Or even if it was just a recall of a conversation, that will let that person know, they weren't really paying attention to me. So memory and attention are closely related. Sleep deprivation is also an effect on your brain's ability to process memories as well, to pay attention and increase the likelihood of forgetfulness. Camera EE man, you can't just go and get 3 hours of sleep and expect to remember whether or not you hit the record button on the camera. I'm just saying. So,
Absolutely.
how do we overcome forgetfulness? Don't go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
That's how we can, one of the things you do.
Right.
Okay? So another thing is be intentional and mindful. Pay attention to the present moment. That goes to what you were speaking of. Live in the moment. Be present. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow down. Take it easy. No need to rush. Just play. That makes me think of the hare from Bugs Bunny. Like, he was just cool. Like, he was just chilling. And Bugs Bunny was just, all over the place. And come on, we got to go. But the tortoise was just cool. Chill out. Take it easy. This one's my favorite. Talk to yourself. I do it all the time.
And
But
imaginary people too.
what I really want to say is that say to yourself what you're going to do. So, example,
that makes sense.
my acting chops again. So I'm getting up and say I'm going in the other room to get that blanket that I talked about. When I get up, say out loud to yourself, blanket, 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 blanket.
I was thinking that.
Or get up and say, I'm going in the other room to get the blanket. Now, you may have people around you look at you like you're crazy. I'm used to it. So it doesn't bother me.
So you have to say it out loud.
You have to say it out loud.
Oh.
Blanket, blanket, blanket.
Oh, wow.
Or I'm going in the other room to get the blanket.
Okay.
And sure enough, when you go to that other room, you're changing space. You will not forget blanket. Or even say that to yourself as you walk to the room. Blanket, 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 blanket. make it into a little song. I'm going to get the blanket, 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 blanket. And when you get to the room, remember you went to go get the blanket. Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Or just text yourself so people don't hear you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, but what if you forget your phone?
That's a good idea.
Okay. If you forget your phone.
Yeah, you forget your phone as you're getting up to go remember what you were going to get.
Well, I
Had a
try to
family thinking you
understand
crazy. Blanket,
why you
blanket.
can't say it in your brain. Because when you were
Your
literally
brain
talking
is
about that,
overloaded.
because I was literally like, when you said that about going into another room, in my mind, I was like, well, I'm going to just keep saying it over and over in my head. Like,
Your brain is overloaded, and also remember, your brain stores in context. So you're taking yourself out of your present context and putting yourself into another. So your brain is automatically going to wipe it.
but I'm saying blanket, blanket, blanket quietly to myself.
But once you leave the space.
So
But
because
once
I'm
you're
saying
in
it
the
quietly,
space,
context.
because I'm saying it quietly to myself and not out loud for all the people to hear me,
No,
it's going to
because
be a
you
problem.
left and went into another space.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
Even though
still
I'm still
back
saying
there.
blanket, blanket, blanket in my head.
Oh, you just going to keep saying
I'm
it
going to just
while
keep
you pass
saying
the
it.
threshold?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
can
try
do
it.
that.
Let
I'm
me
going to try
know
that. I'm going to try that.
how it
Yeah.
works.
Because
But for me, blanket, 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 blanket. If I got to yell,
all right,
it's
Linus. What's the name,
blanket.
Linus? All right, Linus.
And that's what my husband calls me, because
Oh, wow.
I have a thing about blankets.
Yeah,
So
that's to do for Christmas for you.
exactly, I was just about to say, give me a blanket. I'm just as happy as a frog on a lily pad.
Okay.
Blanket, blanket, blanket. So
I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but when you just go back in the room that you started in, and then the memory comes back to you, you know
just
what I
go
mean?
out the room backwards.
You just go back, and then you're like, oh, that's what I was
Yeah, this
getting,
is
and then
too
you go
much.
back again.
So walk backwards.
Yeah,
That's just.
I just threw that rich in there.
I'm pretty sure she's making that up.
Because that was my thought. It was like, if I walk back without saying blanket, blanket, blanket out loud, I wonder if I walk backwards in the room.
We'll try that and let me
Well,
know.
I will.
Let me know.
I will.
Okay.
I will
Or just
record
walk
it.
back in the room.
I know, right? Let's
Like
try
a
to walk
normal
back. I
person.
know.
Well, I walk back in the room like a normal person after I walk backwards to get what I wanted to get. And then I'm going to walk back.
It doesn't always work though. Like when I go back in there, I'm like, okay, starting from the beginning. What was I getting?
So she's tried that.
Sometimes
That
it's
doesn't
gone.
work.
Sometimes
Oh,
it's
so you
there.
try walking backwards?
Not backwards.
Oh.
Just back in the room to
She's going to try to
refresh,
walk
Oh.
backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to walk backwards.
to
just
keep all the
see.
memories intact. as
Yeah.
you-
Okay.
Because my thine eyes are still on the context of where I came from.
Let us know how that works.
Okay, I
Okay.
definitely will.
Okay.
But I do have a fun fact.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wrap up. That will be the end of my segment.
Okay.
Fun fact. A study conducted by the University of Toronto found that forgetfulness is a sign of intelligence.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they explain that?
I'm really smart.
I am uber smart. You know what I mean?
Did they explain that?
Now, I didn't go, look
I'm
now,
sorry.
there's one gallery.
I'm
I
sorry. I got to join the peanut gallery
don't
today.
have the capacity to have
explain
another
it?
gallery to
Okay.
answer
Okay,
to.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to look that. I'm going to research that myself.
I mean, I felt like, I inundate you guys with nerdy stuff. And then the one thing that I peruse over, that's when you want to ask questions and want more
I
data.
mean, yes, because your fun facts are very interesting.
Okay,
can't
but
just-
I thought we would just roll with it. I give the fun fact and we keep it moving. And think about it,
I'm so
explain it.
sorry. I'm going to do my own.
So now I
research.
gotta
No,
explain my
no,
fun
you
fact.
do not. I'm going to.
It's a fun fact. Don't be stressed.
I know, right? I know. I'm so
Come
sorry.
back to the
I'm
fun
making it not so fun anymore. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, I'll look that up.
But that's my tidbit.
Because that is very, very cool. That's very
okay.
fun to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do know, just off the top of the dome, with this study, what they did was, because this recent doorway effect, this is recent.
Okay.
I think the article said it was back in 2006 or something like that they came up with this explanation as to why. Because everybody was like, every time you go through a door, is it a door? Is it the woo-woo? Is the universe?
Right.
Well, in that study that I talked about, what they did was they took undergraduate students and they gave them a box. And in this box, it was blocks that were different shapes and different colors. They looked at this box and they just said, you know, remember as much as you can about this box. You get like 3 minutes. Close the box. Then I want you to walk into, half of the group walked into another room. The other half walked on the other side of the room. They did it on two aspects. One, to see if age was a factor, or if them being in college and just being
Right.
overstudied and all this,
Right.
if that had a factor
Right.
on it. But the students that went into the other room, they could barely even remember a color or a shape of whatever was in the box. But the students that went on the other side of the room, their recall was a whole lot better. And so that's what, and then I was like, oh, should I even include the name of the guy that conducted the study? But they don't want to know that. But here I am. She does want to know that.
Right. I'm sorry. I mean,
You know, I guess my best just isn't good enough.
no, we're sharpening each other. Okay.
Oh,
That's
we're
what that is.
sharpening
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
Great.
Because you're making me want to know more and do better with my research. So that's, I think that's good.
Say
That's
the
how we
thing
need to see
again
us
about
anyways in
forgetful
here.
people. What you say about them?
She need to hear that one more time.
Just when I got right on track with the correct episode name, you take me back. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember.
Go back to your fun fact. Look.
I know. Yes.
The fun fact from this?
Yeah.
So I said a study was conducted at the university.
But what did they find? What did the study find?
Why
That
did you feed into
forgetfulness
this?
is a sign of intelligence.
Thank you.
Yes.
Smart. Love hearing that.
This is ridiculous. I think it's time to wrap this segment up, ain't it?
Well,
Cameron
I'm
E.
done.
Man?
I'm done. That's all for my segment. But just know that every time you get up and you go in another room, it's called the doorway effect, and you're not losing your mind and you're not crazy.
So don't walk through doors.
Just walk backwards.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Here With Us 3.
And remember, healing is a process, so take it one day at a time.
And just like the doctor said, remember that you can find us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all over, podcasts. We also have a listening podcast as well that accompanies the video podcast. So check us out. Also, email us, healwithus3@gmail.com.
Here with us.
In your business.